Hello, I'm Phil, and today on Natural Bushcraft we're going to be taking a look at my coracle that I built earlier on this year. It took me probably about half the year to build, in between doing various other projects that I had on the go. Coracles, they're the oldest form of water transport. They've been around ever since Paleolithic times, when ancient man used to build them out of hazel, willow or any other flexible wooden materials available to make the hull, and they were skinned using animal hides. And they've been used commercially as recent as the mid-1970s. They were used in Wales, on the rivers of Wales, as salmon fishing vessels, and still in use by me today. Okay, so first of all we're going to have a look at the different components of the coracle and how it's made. First thing that you can see here is obviously the seat. This is where we sit, and the carry handle which goes over your shoulders. I'll demonstrate that later on, how we carry the beast. And then we have the gunwale, which is a French weave of willow, which goes all the way around the outside edge. The gunwale is basically what holds the rigidity and shape of the vessel. On the inside, you can see all the way around you have all the ribs which form the shape of the hull. Once these are all woven together and lashed together, this makes a really strong structure, but also very lightweight. On the outside we have the skin. In this instance I used calico, which is a lightweight form of canvas. This is sewn onto the gunwale nice and tight. It's a lot of blood and sweat went into getting the skin on, and then it is then coated in bituminous tar paint, which is quite cheap to get hold of, and there's 3 coats of that on there, and that completely waterproofs the calico. In the inside I've got a woven willow foot mat that basically just stops me from putting my feet through the canvas in the bottom and causing major sinkage. Okay, so we're just going to have a little talk about how we built the coracle. And basically, to start off with, I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted to build a coracle, and I did some research on the web, and on the Natural Bushcraft forum as well. I put out a cry for help on there, if anyone could assist me with building it, and I got a lot of help. And there's a detailed thread on the forum where you can see how exactly how it was built and put together. So first of all, you need to cut yourself a stack of willow wands around 6 to 8 foot in length. You mark out a circle on the ground and insert the wands on the edge of this circle about 8 inches apart, as you can see here. Then once you've got those wands in place, you start to build the gunwale. Remember what we said, the gunwale is the woven part around the outside edge. You weave it kind of like a basket using a French weave. Once you've got up to about 3 to 4 inches, we get the seat in, and once the seat's in, we can then build up the gunwale a little bit more until you're between the 6 and 8 inches mark, as you can see here. Once the gunwale's all in, we then bend the ribs over from either side, left to right. The ribs cross over and you lash those together, and then from bow to stern you do exactly the same. And there's approximately 42 lashings involved in this construction here, so that's a lot of square lashings you've got to do to get it together. And once it's all lashed together, it kind of looks like this. Then once it's all lashed, you can then take the coracle out of the ground. You cut off the excess which has been sticking in the ground here, nice and smooth. And then before you get the skin on, you want to go around with a knife and shave off any hard parts on the ribs, on the outside of the ribs, which could potentially cause damage to the skin. Once you've got the outside looking nice and smooth, then you get the skin on. That takes a lot of sweat trying to do that. You need to sew the skin onto the gunwale all the way around, as you can see in this photo. Once you've sewn on and you've got it nice and tight, nice and taut, you trim off the excess and then get it painted with the tar paint. I used 3 coats on this one. I'd be probably happier with another coat on it, but the more paint you apply to it, the more weight you add to the craft. But 3 coats of bituminous tar paint is adequate. Once you've got him painted up, you can then start adding the extra features. I've got the carrying handle here, which so you can sling that over your shoulders and you can carry it like a turtle shell on your back. We've also got the mooring rope as well, which is very handy for trying to get in the coracle once he's at the water's edge. Either get a friend to hold on to it or wrap it round a handy stick. And then also in the bottom we've got the willow mat. Again, that took a long time for me to get that woven together. But it's a vital part of the vessel to stop you putting your feet through the gaps in the ribs. Also, part of the construction, I built myself a paddle. Now it's a bit wonky. This is the first paddle I've ever carved. Basically, I had a piece of ash which I split and then carved it into the shape of this paddle. Unfortunately, because of the shape of the ash, it was a little bit wonky. I did my best to keep it as straight as possible. It's not ideal, but it works, and that's what matters, is it works. And I had a little bit of paintwork to it as well to finish it off. Okay, so the advantages of having a small and lightweight craft such as this is you can literally carry it with you, with your pack, the stuff that you're taking out camping or fishing indeed. It's very easily manageable. Basically, we just lift it up and sling him on, and he's there ready to go. With your paddle, and let's go for a little dunk, shall we? Okay, so we're just going to have a quick look at how we paddle a coracle. If you try paddling it like a conventional canoe with my bent and wonky paddle here, if we paddle along, nice easy strokes, we're just going to go round and round. Okay, and if you try going across, it isn't really going to get you anywhere. There's a technique that is used in coracling. It's a bit hard to master. I by no means am a master. Basically, we hold the paddle, so we're about halfway down the shaft with your strong hand and with the paddle at right angles to your wrist, and we lay paddle in the water. The left hand, or the less so strong hand, is literally all just there for support, and all we're doing is a figure of 8 sweeping motion in front of the coracle, and nice and easy does it. We don't need to go crazy. You paddle it really hard and you'll find that you don't actually get anywhere any quicker than you would unless you were using nice easy strokes. Like I said, I'm by no means a master of it, but still it gets me where I want to be going. We've got a handsome day here today in the quarry. Beautiful day, a beautiful day for a paddle. Like we've already said, if you want to have a go at building one of these yourselves, if you have a look on naturalbushcraft.co.uk and have a look at the forum on there, I did a thread which is dedicated to building this, and also likewise there's lots of other resources on the internet as well. And soon we can hear the buzzard off over in the distance.